And on sale for $1.29.
Oh?
Even this Oreo cookie.
Oreos, as I said. Yes.
And maybe you'd like this one.
Yes.
You've decided?
Yes.
Now on sale for $1.29 each.
We treat you right.
Finally, there's a great oldies station on FM in Kansas City. Oldies 95 FM. Feel good all over again with Oldies 95 FM.
Wake up, hey Susie, wake up, come on and see about me.
Your favorite stereo oldies back to back. Kansas City's greatest hits. Now on Oldies 95 FM.
You know the difference between bad and good. You know what shouldn't and you know what should. Why don't you do right like some other folks do?
Salt-free, sugar-free, caffeine-free. The great taste of Diet Right Cola.
Why don't you do right?
Introducing Diet Right flavors. Even more delicious ways to do right with Diet Right.
You're watching KCTV5, Kansas City's television. This is KCTV5, Kansas City's news.
Hello again. The effort to return Richard Grissom to Kansas City went to court today. Attorneys have been arguing technicalities of the law in a Dallas courtroom as the state of Kansas attempts to extradite Grissom to face several charges here and, more importantly, to face questioning in the disappearances of 3 Johnson County women. TV5's Betty Sexton is standing by live at the Dallas County Courthouse right now. Betty?
Brent, the hearing finished just 20 minutes ago here at the county courthouse. The magistrate ruled that Richard Grissom should be sent back to Kansas, but that doesn't mean he'll be coming back anytime soon. Grissom says he will appeal that ruling, so it could be technically maybe another 30 days before he heads back. There was tight security on the 4th floor. There were several sheriff deputies both inside and outside the courtroom because of security considerations. And because of those reasons, the judge did not want anyone, any TV cameras specifically, inside the courtroom. For close to 2 hours, Grissom's attorney argued very technical reasons why his client should not be returned to Kansas. He cited several things, like a typographical error. It was a date and a prison release date, and he said it was the wrong date. He also cited papers that were not signed by the right people. But he lost, and the habeas corpus case is null now. Some say it was one of the longest and most detailed hearings they had ever sat through. During the proceeding, Grissom was very quiet, very attentive, listened to the whole thing. His legs were chained. He sat there quietly at the table. And during his 1-month stay here, he started to grow a beard, and his hair has gotten longer. Again, to wrap up, the hearing is over. The judge decided that Grissom should be sent back to Kansas, but Grissom has the right to appeal that, so he could be here technically, Brent, another 30 days.
Okay, thank you very much. Betty Sexton reporting live from Dallas. 2 murders overnight in Kansas City to tell you about. Man Dom, a 25-year-old woman, was stabbed to death allegedly by her estranged husband. Police found her body in her kitchen last night. Her husband was arrested a short time later. And at about 3:30 this morning, an off-duty police officer found the body of a black man in the 1600 block of Broadway. He died from a gunshot wound to the shoulder. Police say his name is Myron Smith, and he's from Kansas City, Missouri. They have no suspects. You may have trouble getting information or an operator in some eastern and far western cities, but other than that, you will hardly notice the telephone strike. More than 150,000 workers are striking 3 regional phone companies serving 15 states and the nation's capital. In Kansas City this evening, 3,000 Southwestern Bell telephone employees are waiting and watching as a strike deadline approaches for them. The Communications Workers of America contract with Southwestern Bell expires at midnight Saturday, and the word we get is that the negotiations are stalled on several key issues. Besides salary and benefits, union officials say they won't agree to any move that takes back benefits that they've already gained.
We've worked too long, we've worked too hard to achieve some of these benefits and positions in our contract to see them go by the way.
Work stoppage is a possibility right now. We've reached agreement on some points, and there remain a few points that, a few key points that we still have to resolve.
Although negotiations here are separate from those involving telephone companies elsewhere, union officials say a strike could occur because most of the same issues are at stake. A Prairie Village attorney today resigned as head of the Republican Party in Kansas. Fred Logan made the announcement in a news conference with Governor Mike Hayden. His resignation had been expected. In fact, speculation says Logan will be Hayden's running mate next year. It's perceived that Hayden, who's from rural western Kansas, needs to balance the ticket with someone from Johnson County. But today, Logan chose not to share his plan, saying only that he was resigning for personal reasons. Coming up, we'll meet some folks who are, well, taking a walk for peace, and it is a great day for a walk. Can you believe this weather? Later, Mike Thompson will tell us just how unusual and how good it really is.
Time's almost up. Take the Mazda Challenge now. Get $750 cash back on 626. It's the family sedan that already beats Honda Accord by over $300. And its warranty covers you 14,000 miles longer. But hurry, before this Mazda Challenge is history.
See Chuck Anderson, Blue Ridge, Cable Dahmer, John Cheesing, Dennis, Johnson County, and State Avenue.
If shopping at the same old places has you bouncing off the walls, there's only one thing to do. Head straight for the fun of shopping at Crown Center. Crown Center, good times all the time.
I'm Lily Bliss. Tuesday at noon, we'll tell you about a new antibiotic you only take once a day. And what's hot in back-to-school fashions, we'll show you Tuesday at noon.
Lens crafters took exactly an hour in preparing my glasses.
Lens Crafters crafts your quality glasses in about an hour by putting the whole lab right in the store so you can see better, faster, in about an hour.
Lens Crafters at Indian Spring Center, inside the main entrance.
We're rolling out our new menu of salads at Ivy's. Try all the new salads at Ivy's in the Berry Trail Ivy's Shopping Center, Berry Road and North Oak.
Time. There's never enough. Yesterday you had all the time in the world. Now, where's it gone? Like that college degree you said you'd always get. Longview Community College can put time on your side with a program called PACE. Through PACE, a working adult can keep working while earning a college degree in just 2 years. It's time you got that degree. It's time you called PACE.
The State Department says tonight that a plane carrying Democratic Congressman Mickey Leland of Texas failed to arrive at a refugee camp in the Ethiopian-Sudanese border. The State Department's words are exactly, quote, "We are concerned about the welfare of Mr. Leland and his group, but there are no other details available at this time." Although it can't be determined how it happened or when it happened, the FBI believes now that American hostage William Higgins is indeed dead. The agency came to that conclusion after studying this videotape of Higgins, well, the one that we'll be seeing in just a moment. A videotape of Higgins' kidnappers released a week ago showing a body hanging from a rope. This is the videotape. President Bush is said to have assured Higgins' wife that the U.S. will do all it can to find out what happened to the Marine Lieutenant Colonel. The Space Shuttle Columbia is set to be launched less than 24 hours from now, but that's about all NASA will say. Columbia will be flying a classified military mission. Forecasters say there's only a 5% chance that bad weather could interfere with tomorrow's liftoff from Cape Canaveral. President Bush says drugs are perhaps the greatest challenge of our times. In remarks prepared for delivery to a gathering of Boy Scouts, the president asked the youth to steer their friends away from drugs. Fire officials are already stretched thin across the West, and authorities fear that a new surge of wildfires could make things even worse. Well, to the rescue, 400 troops from the Fort Riley Army Base in north-central Kansas on their way to help fight the fires in Idaho. The soldiers took some time to relax this morning before heading west. They'll get a full day of training before they actually fight the fires. They'll be helping some 17,000 non-military firefighters already on the job. In the last week and a half, more than 220,000 acres have been charred. Just as war bonds helped finance World Wars I and World Wars II, drug war bonds would help finance the war on drugs. Missouri Congressman Tom Coleman is proposing the drug war bond program. Under his plan, the Treasury Department would issue $4 billion worth of bonds redeemable in 12 years. But before you get too excited, they'd pay only 4%, an investment your financial advisor is not likely to recommend.
But if you are interested and you want to help and you feel that this is a worthwhile cause, then you would say, I want to invest in America's effort against drug dealers and against drug pushers. I want to help the police. I want to build more prisons. I want to give more educational opportunities for young people about drugs. And then you will make that decision. And I think that's the kind of decision that people made during the war.
If Congress decides to go along with Coleman's drug bond plan, here's what it would buy. It would finance anti-drug campaigns, education, rehabilitation programs, law enforcement efforts, and construction of new prisons. Motorists on 50 Highway east of Kansas City saw an unusual sight today. A large group of apparent hikers trudging along the road. As TV5's Reed Black reports, it was actually a demonstration, but a very upbeat one.
We've come a long way since the angry, even violent demonstrations of the 60s. Participants in the annual Show Me Peace Walk on Highway 50 today are living proof of that. The multi-denominational group treks the 60 miles from Kansas City to Whiteman Air Force Base each year to mark the anniversary of the atomic bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And in the 8 years they've been doing it, they've noticed that passing motorists have become friendlier.
We get many thumbs up and many peace signs as we're walking along. It's really affirming, and it's neat to see the change occur from year to year as people respond more and start voicing that.
The Peace Walkers have even adopted a stretch of Highway 50 near a missile silo. They say they want to keep the highway clean to show how beautiful the Missouri countryside is compared to the object beneath the ground 11 miles west of Warrensburg. But if this year's anti-nuclear weapons walk seems almost carefree, it's really not. The theme is as deadly serious as ever.
Missiles and nuclear weapons do not prove anything. We don't think, or I don't think, and it's just they're really pointless, and they waste a lot of money that could be used on other things.
To say never again, to never have such an inhumane thing happen on this planet again.
And to underscore their seriousness about disarmament, some of the smiling walkers plan to trespass when they reach Whiteman, knowing they'll be arrested if they do. Reed Black, KCTV5 News.
It was a very nice day for a walk today, but what about a year ago from today? What was it like? How hot was it a year ago today? We'll talk about that with Mike Thompson. He'll also have a forecast that you won't believe, so stick around.
Freedent's the one. If you've got dental work, you've got 3 great reasons to chew Freedent. You know, Freedent won't stick to your dental work, and Freedent keeps your breath fresh. But maybe you didn't know Freedent moistens your mouth, too. So if you hate a dry mouth like I do, chew Freedent.
Freedent's the one that took the stink out of gum, and Freedent moistens your mouth. Yeah, moistens your mouth, and freshens your breath while you chew.
Non-stick Freedent moistens your mouth and freshens your breath.
Have you decided, sir?
Arr, matey, me loves your crunchy original, better dipped fish. Of course, your crispy new home-style fish looks right tasty, too.
How about Long John Silver's Great Fish Combo? 1 crunchy original filet for the pirate in you, plus 2 crispy home-style filets for the country boy. It comes with all the fixins. During our 20th anniversary celebration, it's just $2.99.
Only $2.99? Oh, why?
We're growing a new fruit so secret, even the pickers must wear blindfolds. It's the Pruneberry, source of new Pruneberry juice cocktail. Tangy like cranberries, sweet like prunes. Delicious new Pruneberry juice cocktail from Sunsweet.
Hi friends, Craig Smith here, Roger Smith & Sons Toyota, where we have hundreds of new and used vehicles on sale during our incredible Let's Make a Deal days. This 1985 Ford Escort, 55 down, $125 a month, or this 1989 Mazda pickup, $55 down, $195 a month. So what do? Pick up the phone and call 913-299-8600, or better yet, come in to Roger Smith & Sons Toyota today.
Roger Smith & Sons Toyota, 40 Highway and State Avenue.
Is this a beautiful day or what? I mean, this morning I woke up and it felt like springtime or maybe early fall.
I was out on the back porch with some neighbors last night. It got cold. About 10 o'clock, we had to go in. It was getting chilly.
Strange weather for August.
It really is, considering a year ago today, we had a high of 103 degrees. Unbelievable. And this afternoon, we didn't even reach 80. And we'll go down into the 40s tonight, just adding to the list of record lows this morning. We're breaking out all across the northern plains. Norfolk, Nebraska this morning got down to 46. Lincoln, Nebraska at 44. St. Joe had a record low of 48. We had record lows this morning and will again tomorrow morning. So let's enjoy this. We do have dry weather in the 5-day forecast. That's about the only bad part. We still need some rain. But there's a look at some of the lows around the area this morning, most of which were records. I mentioned St. Joe at 48. Got down to 58 down in Joplin and Springfield. Here in the city, the morning lows anywhere from 50 degrees at KCI to 55 downtown, and those were both record lows, and the afternoon highs only made it up to around 77 degrees, the very warmest. Out there right now, just beautiful. A few little clouds around. We'll call it mostly sunny right now. Temperature 76 in KCI, also 76 downtown. We have 74 here at TV5. The humidity rating at 33%. Northeast winds at 12. The barometer's dropping off. No precipitation in Kansas City today. Sunrise tomorrow, 6:25. Sunset tomorrow evening, 8:22. We have a big Canadian high-pressure system dropping southward across the area. It's brought clear skies to most of the plains this afternoon. Clouds being shoved down to the coastal areas. Have had rain in the Dallas area most of the day, and that's moving southward toward Houston and down across Louisiana. This high-pressure area is going to bring us some very cool temperatures overnight tonight. We're expecting temperatures by tomorrow morning to drop to around 49 here. Could drop into the upper 40s as far south as Joplin, Springfield, Chanute, over to around Fort Riley and Manhattan, and 60s and 70s way on down south, hugging the Gulf Coast. Now, what we're going to expect for tomorrow, more of the same. High pressure drifting southeast, so the winds tonight will be nearly calm and very light and variable in direction. Tomorrow's high pressure shifts the winds around various directions, and the cloud cover is going to be almost nil for hundreds of miles around Kansas City. Maybe some afternoon storms out over Colorado, but those will drift south, not east, and storms down right along the immediate Gulf Coast. So the weather looks great. Sunny days and clear nights through the rest of the week. So for tonight, specifics, record lows expected, nearly calm winds after sunset, and a low of 49. Also clear skies makes for perfect cooling conditions. Sunny, light winds and a high of 80 tomorrow, low humidity, perfect day. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 55 degrees, and Wednesday will begin a very gradual warm-up to a high of 83 and sunny skies. 5-day forecast, as I said, sunny days, clear nights, a very slow warm-up. Morning lows also gradually coming up. Humidity won't be making it back in here anytime soon. Even though we'll make the 90s by the weekend, the humidity levels will still be pretty doggone decent. Also, I might mention that one of the best meteor showers of the year will be coming up Friday and Saturday, so you might plan to stay up late then, get some extra sleep over the week if you can. It's called Perseid, and they have 50 to 100 meteors per hour, and we'll remind you again later in the week, but we thought we'd throw out that reminder now.
Okay, thank you. We'll put it on our calendar.
Good idea.
Okay, just ahead. Don Fortune takes 5. Are the Royals ready for a run?
Should women work out with weights?
You tell me.
Should women work out with weights? Absolutely.
The time to start is now at Valley Health Club. Get 2 people for 1 or 50% off dues.
I'll have a veal Alavinginzo, please.
What do you remember most about these?
I believe I'll have the prime rib.
The food?
I'll have the fried chicken, please.
I think I'll start with the French onion.
Or the comfortable family atmosphere?
Oh, boy, steady.
The reasonable prices?
Let's have the steak and lobster.
Or maybe just a nice place to fall in love? These, Restaurant and Lounge, just west of the Blue Ridge Mall on 40 Highway.
Kids, when you're home alone and need someone to talk to, do what I do. Call Phone Friend at 722-KCTV for kids' sake.
This is not an ordinary tea bag. It's a Louisiana iced tea bag. Louisiana specially blended for iced tea. You brew it up, and when you pour Louisiana over ice, it comes alive, bursting with great iced tea flavor. Ah, Louisiana, the only tea specially blended to give you refreshing iced tea every time. Look for the Louisiana box with the word specially blended for iced tea. Louisiana, the right tea for iced tea.
When the world was young, history was made when man invented the bumper sticker. In this case, I brake for dinosaurs. Today, history is still being made with Rodney D. Young's complete auto liability insurance with no down payment and low monthly rates that won't eat you alive. Call 452-3004 today or visit one of our branches. That's 452-3004.
Think young, Rodney D. Young.
Just before the break, we asked a musical question. Are the Royals ready for a run? Well, if they are, let's hope they start running and running now.
You know, what's happening is the clock is running now.
Yes.
We're into the fourth quarter here, and it's not going to be easy, obviously, and the odds right now aren't in their favor. But here's the deal. The Royals are back home tonight. They open a 3-game series with the Red Sox out at the stadium. Despite the fact that the Red Sox are playing only .500 ball, they are very much in the thick of the race. Over in the East, they trail Baltimore by just 2.5 games. The Royals, meanwhile, are 10 games over .500, 60 and 50. Yet they go into this series tonight 7 games back of California after dropping 2 out of 3 to the Twins over the weekend. One by one, the Royals are getting their regulars back from the injury list. Bo Jackson should be back soon, hopefully. Jim Reisenreich is now off the disabled list. Kurt Stillwell came off last week. Stillwell's realistic about the Royals' chances of making a run.
Well, the feeling around the clubhouse is we got to get hot. You know, I think that's obvious to everyone. We need to get hot, and hopefully, you know, it looks like we're going to get everyone healthy, and I just hope everyone can, you know, get hot at the same time and just give them a run at it. It's going to be a dogfight.
Does it make it any more difficult chasing 2 teams, both Oakland and California?
Oh yeah, I think it's a lot tougher to pull over 2 teams than it is to pull over 1, because it just is. You know, both teams aren't really going to get cold at the same time. You wouldn't think, but it can happen. So we just got to, you know, have faith that we can do it and just keep going out there and playing hard.
Well, the Royals will pitch Mark Gubicza tonight, who's really been struggling as of late. We'll talk more about that coming up at 6. You know, not all the good fielding plays in yesterday's Dodgers-Padres game in Los Angeles were made by the players. Take a look at this. Fernando Valenzuela on the mound. Watch the ball boy in left field, foul territory. What a catch this kid makes. All right, you think that's good? Watch him again. Same batter, same kid. Another nice catch. Lasorda ought to sign this kid up. Great play at the plate in this game. Watch the runner from third come home, James, and watch Rick Dempsey. He held onto the ball. That's called a bang-bang collision play at the plate. That is hard-nosed baseball, and he made it great. The kid ought to sign Lasorda probably want to sign him up the way the Dodgers are going. Anyway, we'll talk with John Watson coming up at 6.
Okay, thank you, and we still have more coming up here in this newscast. We'll tell you about a disease that you should be alert to if you have young children.
At birth, the cardiovascular system is pure, but a lifetime accumulating cholesterol could put your heart at risk. To help you fight cholesterol, new Quaker Oat brand cold cereal provides more oat bran than any leading cold cereal. Made with the oat brand clinically shown to reduce cholesterol, is part of a fat-modified high-oat fiber diet. With something as important as your heart, trust the oat brand expert.
You know, everyone tells me what a beautiful car my Toyota Corolla is. True. But I tell them I got my '89 Corolla because I'm completely logical. I look for reliability and quality in a car. But between you and me, I fell in love with my Corolla the first time I laid eyes on it.
My Toyota, I love it.
Here's a 5-day forecast from the TV5 Weather Center.
Some people are morning people. Some people aren't. To accommodate this quirk in human nature, Burger King introduces the all-day deal. For morning people, a 99-cent breakfast crust sandwich with egg, cheese, sausage, ham, or bacon. For late starters, a 99-cent double cheeseburger. So whatever time you fuel up, we've got a deal that's just your speed.
Here's a great vacation idea. Don't paint your home this year, or ever again. Let 4 Siding restore and preserve your home with beautiful, maintenance-free vinyl siding. It will not only eliminate painting forever, but it adds terrific resale value. And at 4 siding, the average home can cost under $25 per week. So remember, 4 siding, call 4 siding. That's 4 S-I-D-I-N-G.
Are you looking for a cool summertime dessert? Well, Mr. Food has an easy recipe for peach cream pie.
With all the peaches in the market, we always end up with a few leftover shriveled ones in our fruit bin. My gosh, don't throw them out. I mean, they're perfect for simple ice cream pie. All we do is slightly soften a quart of vanilla ice cream, fold into it a cup of chopped fresh peaches, and a quarter of a cup of a raspberry jam or preserves. Spoon it into a chocolate pie shell, and a bought one is fine, and then just refreeze it. It's like a peach mud pie. Now, we could also start with peach ice cream, which usually needs a zing anyways, because peaches sometimes get lost in ice cream. You know, not here, not there. But with the raspberry, we've improved it. Everything comes to life, and any brands work and any types work. I mean, the ice cream can be ice milk, or the jam can be one of the new fresh-tasting fruit spreads. Or peel the peaches, or don't peel the peaches. I mean, the peaches can even be nectarines. Everything works. And you can serve it with some more jam, and it's Peach Melba One Better, or maybe a little shaved chocolate on it. Now, if you'd like the recipe, just send a self-addressed stamped envelope marked Peach Cream Pie. Well, that's what it is. And send it to me, Mr. Food, right here at the station, and we'll get it back to you for having the easiest summer dessert from now, perfect peaches. There's no cooking. There's no heating up the kitchen. Everybody loves peaches. Everybody loves ice cream. We like easy. I mean, it's all, ooh, it's so good.
There's a full hour of news ahead here on TV5. We'll be right back.
The electricity bills were less.
Less than our 2-bedroom apartment.
Not really a day passes that it does not cross our minds and just comes out in conversation how much we like our home and how fortunate we feel to have it.
In Brook Hill, Country Hill, Oak Hill, and Oak Valley, we build our reputation into every home, every community.
Today, changing your hair is as easy as pushing a button. Lilt presents Push Button Perming. Just push the button for lots of body. Push the button for great hold. Lilt Foam makes it easier because unlike lotions, you see where it's going for less drips, less guesswork. Now you can have beautiful hair with Push Button Perming, only from Lilt.
Isn't it nice to know you don't have to accept the same old boring soft drinks anymore?
Fast and tasty, ooh, so sweet, a frosty driving treat.
All the fast, famous 50 fountain favorites. Sonic.
If you like a really big drink, then travel Route 44 to Sonic. The Sonic Route 44 Big Drink. It's 44 ounces of your favorite soft drink for only 89 cents with any sandwich purchase.
Faster.
Better than ever.
Sonic.
Parents of small children should be on the lookout for symptoms of a disease that's going around right now. It's called hand, foot, and mouth disease, and as TV5's Leanna Joyce reports, it's especially prevalent in nursery and preschools where kids come into close contact with each other.
Pediatrician Marvin Bordy has been looking into a lot of young mouths recently looking for signs of hand, foot, and mouth disease. At 11 years old, Michael Scott is a lot older than most with the viral infection. It usually strikes children 4 years and younger. But Michael was exposed to the disease by a 3-year-old boy who attends his mother's daycare operation. The disease itself is not serious. It causes canker sores in the mouth and a rash on the hands and feet. Sometimes it's preceded by a sore throat and fever. But Dr. Bordy says it's important to keep kids at home if they get it.
It is an illness, and if you get out among other kids and, say, crowds, why, it's very possible you'll pick up something that's twice as bad because your resistance is down from having an illness at the time and your body is reacting to it.
The disease usually doesn't make the young patient feel sick, so it's often harder on the parents.
Well, he has to be isolated, and he's a very active boy, so it's kind of hard for him to be tied down.
It's also hard on working parents. It's a highly contagious disease for small children, so they must stay out of daycare while it runs its course. That often means mom or dad has to stay home for the 4 to 7 days until the child is over it. Leanna Joyce, KCTV5 News.
And there is more local news coming up at 6. Here now with a preview is Ann.
Brent, if you want to find out a good way to lose weight.
Whatever happened to old-fashioned service?
What kind of a question is that?
No, really. In this age of pump your own gas and drive-through sushi, I can't even find a bank that will acknowledge my existence.
Really? Gee, I don't know about the rest, but my bank, that's the one place I can count on.
Your bank?
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Why?
For some come-on offer or a toaster, maybe, but service?
Sure, everything, even 24-hour banking. They really take care of me.
And good service?
Great service.
What about toasters?
No toasters.
When it comes to restaurants, do you seem to be in a rut? Well, it's high time you got out. Come in and enjoy Crown Center's mix of fun and fancy restaurants. Crown Center, good times all the time.
You're watching KCTV5, Kansas City's television. This is KCTV5, Kansas City's news with Wendell Anschutz, Ann Peterson, meteorologist Mike Thompson, and Don Fortune Sports.
Hello again. It may be weeks before Kansas police get a chance to question Richard Grissom about the disappearance of 3 Johnson County women. This afternoon, a Texas judge denied a motion for Grissom to remain in that state, but Grissom's attorney will appeal the ruling. Police want to question Grissom concerning 3 missing women. Joan Butler, Teresa Brown, and Christine Rouge have been missing for more than 5 weeks. So far, Grissom has admitted to nothing more than knowing the women. TV5's Betty Sexton attended today's long and complex hearing and is standing by live at the Dallas County Courthouse. Betty?
And extradition hearings usually take anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. This one took 2 hours. Richard Grissom's court-appointed attorney argued very technical points, 9 or 10 very technical matters, anywhere from the wrong date, a typographical error on a piece of paper, to someone signing the wrong document or the wrong pieces of paper. In the end, the chief magistrate ruled that Grissom should be sent back to Kansas, but Grissom is appealing. We couldn't get you any fresh pictures of Grissom because of security reasons. The man who's wanted in connection with the disappearance of 3 Johnson County women is in the building very close to the one that Lee Harvey Oswald was killed in. You may remember he's the one who's accused of killing Kennedy. Anyway, officials here are very picky about TV cameras and movie fugitives in public. After it was all over with, we talked to the 2 attorneys involved in the case.
I had never done an extradition hearing before, and I felt that I needed to really go the extra mile, I think, to ensure that Mr. Grissom did get the protections that he was allowed under law. So, yes, I did spend a number of hours researching it in a variety of different resource materials.
They were certainly well-researched, and he was very thorough in his examination of the paperwork from Kansas to make the arguments that he did today. I expressed my personal confidence in the determination by the magistrate, and I have every confidence that the paperwork from Kansas will be upheld on appeal. So I feel good about the case.
Now, Grissom has the right to appeal not only to the lower court, but to the higher court. So it could be, Ann, anywhere from several weeks to several months. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Betty, for that report from Dallas. An Independence man will return to Kansas City to face charges for leaving the scene of a fatal hit-and-run accident. Randy Kelly was arrested Friday in North Dakota. Today, he waived extradition and agreed to return to Jackson County. Kelly is charged with leaving the scene of an accident on July 25th. Police say Kent Berth, a Northland school teacher, was struck from behind while riding a bicycle on the Heart of America Bridge. He died the following day at a local hospital. As police work on those cases, they also deal with another startling fact. Kansas City ranks in the top 10 in the country for its crime rate. Leading the FBI list is the nation's capital, followed by Detroit, Atlanta, New Orleans, Miami, and Dallas. St. Louis ranks 7th, Baltimore is next, Kansas City is 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is Memphis. Police blame drugs, especially crack cocaine, on Kansas City's high crime rate. With us to talk more about this connection is Sergeant Joe Wellington from the Drug Enforcement Unit. Sergeant, thank you for joining us. How is crack cocaine contributing to the increase in crime in our neighborhood?
Well, it could be a multitude of things, anywhere from the greed of the drug dealers in protecting their own turf, or their protecting from a drug ripoff. It could be a domestic situation where a man is high on crack cocaine and can't deal with the problems he's having in his house. It could be just any number of things.
Is the problem worse because more kids are getting involved?
Yeah, the criminal justice system with juveniles is a little more lenient than it is with adults, and the drug dealers know that, and they're turning toward the kids to be their runners and their sellers because they know they have less chance of losing an important player should that person get arrested.
But isn't the real problem with enforcement the fact that the criminal justice system isn't equipped to deal with the 10, 11, 12-year-olds who get involved in drugs?
The very young, yeah, it's very difficult. Most of the ones we're running into are 14, 15, 16-year-old juveniles, which they can deal with, but even when they deal with them, the penalties are so much less severe than they are in the state or federal system that it's not quite a deterrent to the kids.
What role are gangs playing in the drug problem?
Well, we have the Jamaicans and the LA gangs that are present in town. Due to the aggressive action that the drug enforcement unit's taken in the past, the Jamaican gangs are not what they once were and not what they would like to be, but they're still present. The LA gangs, they're here. We've identified as approximately 50 people that we believe are LA gang members, and then there's the people that are local people here that associate with them, and they have a pretty good hold on the drug traffic here, but not, I don't think, what they would like to have.
I would think that no matter how much money or manpower you have, that this problem will probably never be controlled, will it?
Well, we'd like to think we could, but in reality, the drug problem will always be there. It's something that we're going to have to keep fighting on, and we're just trying to keep our head above water and make the best progress that we can.
Sergeant Wellington, thank you very much for joining us.
Sure.
Add AIDS to the list of hazards firefighters and other emergency personnel are now concerned about as a job-related danger. As TV5's Thurman Mitchell reports, some new precautions are in force.
Firefighters trained to respond quickly when called to save lives and property are becoming increasingly concerned about the growing list of hazards that threaten their own lives.
They wear the gloves, and if need so, they wear the face piece.
Chalkboards like this one is a standard item in most firehouses. Among other things, it lists potential dangers that firemen should be aware of when called out on an alarm. Buildings with toxic materials and chemicals inside. Buildings that present a danger once the firemen are inside, and many boards now list the addresses of known AIDS patients.
Well, it's just another precaution. You take precautions for what you run.
Anticipating someone's objection to this list because of the possibility of discrimination, Mensch says that's not the issue at all.
Not whatsoever. We're here, just to help. Just like you're here to inform, we're here to help, period. And that's the bottom line is.
Firefighters are often the first ones dispatched to the scene of an accident or emergency and usually arrive before the ambulance. They are all well aware of the risk associated with unprotected contact with blood and other body fluids.
No, there may be blood. We wear rubber gloves, just as a precaution to us, because we don't know.
Miller says the idea is to look out for yourself, because when it comes to AIDS, no one else can do it for you.
I don't like to be in the dark about anything.
Thurman Mitchell, KCTV5 News.
Tonight we have an update on those Gladstone twins in desperate need of a bone marrow transplant. 5-year-old Mary Beth and Anna Marie Heinz will leave for the University of Nebraska Medical Center tonight. Doctors will remove their spleens during operations later this week. The two were born with congenital anemia, a disease that robs them of red blood cells. So far, the family has received more than $30,000 in donations to help pay for the operations. Still ahead, the Kansas GOP will search for a new leader. Plus, the parts are in at GM. Now the real work begins.
Time's going fast. Take the Mazda Challenge now. Get $750 cash back from Mazda on any Mazda truck. 4x2. Tab Plus. Even 4x4. All backed with the best warranty in the truck business. But hurry, before this Mazda Challenge is history.
See Chuck Anderson, Blue Ridge, Cable Dahmer, John Cheesing, Dennis, Johnson County, and State Avenue.
All carpet, drapery, and furniture cleaning companies are not the same. At Steamatic, we have invested in special equipment and trained personnel to provide you guaranteed thorough, quality cleaning at affordable prices.
Call right now and get 20% off our already low residential rates. Famous Steamatic quality at a 20% saving, but call now.
For over 20 years, Kansas City's one-stop commercial and residential cleaning service. When you need it clean, you need Steamatic. 421-3393.
What American institution has entrance requirements so high they'll only accept straight A's? McDonald's breakfast sandwiches taste fresh because they're made with fresh cracked grade A eggs. What's behind the fresh taste of McDonald's buttermilk biscuits? People like Spike Jenkins. McDonald's breakfast tastes fresh because we roll out fresh biscuits every morning.
The chairman of the Kansas Republican Party is calling it quits. Fred Logan Jr. made his resignation public during a news conference today with Governor Hayden. Some speculate Logan resigned in order to run for lieutenant governor next year, but the 37-year-old Prairie Village resident won't expound on his immediate plans.
I've learned in politics to not rule anything out flatly, but there's been a lot of speculation about a lot of things, and it's like I said before, what you do in politics is you take your left foot and you put it out, and then you take your right foot and put it out, and try not to stumble.
Logan has served as GOP chairman since January 1987. The chairman of the Wyandotte County Commission will face charges of extortion. A judge today denied Clyde Townsend's motion to dismiss the case. Townsend is charged with taking a $5,000 kickback from a construction company in 1984. The company allegedly paved 3 county parking lots at inflated prices and gave Townsend the extra money. The trial is set for August 28th. After 2 weeks of downtime, employees at General Motors' Fairfax plant returned to work today. They were laid off July 24th because of a part shortage for a new model. The plant produces the Pontiac Grand Prix and employs 4,000 workers. Still to come, Mike says we may hit a record low tonight. He'll have details. And later, why Missouri men have the winning combination when it comes to losing weight.
Welcome aboard! Welcome aboard! Welcome aboard!
I found the boat.
Welcome aboard!
Welcome aboard.
Finally, there's a great oldies station on FM in Kansas City. Oldies 95 FM. Feel good all over again with Oldies 95 FM.
Wake up, hey Susie, wake up, come on and see about me.
Your favorite stereo oldies, back to back. Kansas City's greatest hits. Now on Oldies 95 FM.
When you think about it, it's not surprising that people love Perkins' new skillet scramblin' so much more than other places' breakfasts. After all, we start with the finest cheeses, meats, seafood, and vegetables, and scramble them up with 3 country fresh eggs. Then serve them on a toasted English muffin half with our specialty potatoes and a fresh baked muffin. Where else could you get breakfast this good? At another Perkins.
Summertime's over, now you're heading to class. Want to save money? Get to Walmart fast. Under it all, you need Fruit of the Loom. For men and boys, gotta get 'em soon. With 6 to a pack, you'll save a whole lot more. Come and get 'em at your favorite store. Always the low price in the back to school zone. At Walmart, always.
I think there's only one word to describe today: gorgeous.
Oh,
It felt like autumn out there.
I know, it was wonderful.
Well,
And it wasn't cool, it was cold.
Gee, 50 degrees this morning was a record low for us, and we'll drop to another record low tomorrow morning, and it doesn't look like temperatures will rebound all that quickly. In fact, it'll be probably late in the week before we see 90-degree temperatures once again, and the humidity is going to stay quite low for the entire week with sunny days and clear nights. Altogether, this looks like one of the prettiest weeks you could possibly have in August, getting kind of a preview of September. In terms of temperatures, our afternoon high reached 78 degrees, which was about 12 degrees below the normal high of 90 and way below the record high of 109 set in 1934. Our morning low of 50 was a record low, shattering the old record of 58 set in 1976. And out there now, just a few little patches of clouds. Otherwise, the skies are mostly clear. It's 78 at KCI, 77 downtown, and 73 here at TV5. Humidity very dry, 32%. The wind's out of the north at 15 miles an hour. Barometer 30.14 is dropping off. No precipitation today. None expected the rest of the week. That's the only bad part of the forecast. We do need the moisture. Sunrise tomorrow is at 6:25. Sunset tomorrow evening, 8:22. A look at the morning lows. We saw the 50-degree line dipping right down to Kansas City. St. Joe hit 48 degrees this morning. And by tomorrow morning, the 50-degree line will make it down to around Joplin, Springfield, Chanute, Fort Riley, on up to Grand Island. We'll hit 49 at least. And that'll be a record low for us, and it's all due to a big Canadian high-pressure system that this morning was up in the northern plains and during the day has been settling southward, pushing all the cloudiness south across Oklahoma and Texas. They had some flooding in Oklahoma City early this morning, had the roadways blocked by high water right along I-35, in fact, caused problems for rush hour this morning. Rained in Dallas today, and right now the heavier activities down in South Texas and some big storms along the Louisiana coast, while we're sitting here in high pressure and clear skies for the most part. High is centered out around Grand Island and will continue to drift across the area tonight, giving us light and variable winds, chilly temperatures, and keep the humidity low. In fact, the high-pressure system will affect us all week, keeping things just absolutely gorgeous. Temperatures right around the four-state region now, all in the 70s. And tomorrow looks about the same, except the high will move from there down to just southeast of Kansas City by tomorrow afternoon. Sunshine for hundreds of miles around us. Rain down along the Gulf Coast, some afternoon storms in Colorado, and daytime temperatures tomorrow again in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees for Kansas City, and take in mind that the normal high is around 90. Okay, Kansas City tonight, clear skies, a record low. Overnight low to 49. The winds will become nearly calm with high pressure drifting overhead. Tomorrow sunny, light winds, a high of 80 degrees. Tomorrow night continued clear, not quite as cool, 55, still well below normal. And Wednesday, a gradual warm-up beginning with sunny skies. The wind shift to the south, so we'll make it into around the 83 to 85 degree temperature range, and shoot on up gradually over the next few days to 86 on Thursday, 90 on Friday, and 94 degrees on Saturday. Pollen count, by the way, still low at 68 today. And the Canadian government issuing hurricane warnings for Hurricane Dean with 95-mile-an-hour winds. It's heading for Newfoundland and Nova Scotia. Seems kind of weird, but that's where it's heading.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
They have them up there once in a while.
Every now and then.
Every now and then.
Well, sports is up next. The Royals are running out of time.
Well, they are. They really are. It's now or never, I think, is what we're saying. We'll talk about that. We'll go out to the stadium coming up next.
There it is, Stan. The best darn chicken sandwich in America.
Where I come from, why do you need a gimmick?
Where you come from? Their ways are not our ways, Stan. Ours is grilled, not fried. Grilled whole tender breast chicken. From the farm, not the factory. And just a light touch of seasoning. And all on a multigrain bun. Goodness, not gimmicks, Stan.
Come inside, it's grilled, not fried.
Come inside, it's grilled, not fried. I like it. What do you think of the sandwich, Stan? Stan.
There are lots of forms of transportation that cost considerably less than a new 1989 Honda. Some can really get you pumped up. Others have a lot of pull. Some even have a mechanical 8-wheel drive. And they all cost less than a new Honda. But if you want Honda quality, Honda reliability, and Honda's customer satisfaction, there's no substitute for a new 89 Honda. Honda Accords and Preludes, all on sale now at J. Wolf, Hal Quinn, O'Neill Stadium, Frank Ancona, and John Chizik Honda.
Exotic alloys, complex designs. Today's automobile engines are minor miracles of efficiency and power, but at a price. They generate more of the damaging filth called sludge. Today, what's required is a motor oil scientifically formulated to virtually eliminate sludge. There is one, Haviland Superior Grade.
If it's on your list for back to school, we've got it. Yes, your local certified Rexall retailer pharmacy offers extra savings right now. Look for the circular or newspaper ad. They feature dozens of special values. For instance, get BD syringes with the thinnest, finest, sharpest needles ever made. Box of 1, half, or 3/10 cc for only $12.99 after $4 manufacturer rebate. Look for the certified Rexall retailer identification in your local pharmacy. You'll save with the folks you know at your certified Rexall retailer.
Well, the clock is running on the Royals, who open a 6-game homestand tonight. They are 7 games back of first-place California as they take on the Red Sox tonight. Mark Gubicza goes in Game 1 of this 3-game series with Boston. He has yet to get past the 5th inning in 2 of his last 3 starts. He's won only once since the All-Star break. He's been hit pretty hard his last several times out. Wes Gardner, 3-6, will be on the mound for the Red Sox tonight. Here's Boston. They're playing just .500 ball. They're only 2.5 back of Baltimore in the East. The Royals 10 games over the .500 mark. They know now they have to make their run if they're going to make a run at all. Leif Lysick has been out at the stadium, and he's with manager John Wathen.
Don, it's a gorgeous night for baseball out here at the stadium as the Royals begin a 6-game homestand. And John Wathen, I guess if you're going to make a run at it, the homestand's a place to do it where you play so well.
Very important. We've done very well all year coming from behind, winning ball games in our last at bat. We need to get something going and at home and on the road. We need to establish our road game a little better, as I said before we went on this last road trip. Could have been devastating had we lost yesterday. We would have came back 2-4 rather than 3-3. A split is okay, but really the rest of the way on the road, we're going to have to play better than that. Perhaps win 3 out of 4 the rest of the way on the road to have a chance.
I think we counted up, you've got 52 games remaining, 30 at home. Do you like the way that stacks up?
That's an advantage because I think Oakland and California, the way I've figured the last couple of days looking at their schedule, they've got less home games than we do. I think 6 or 7 less home games than we do. And the way we played at home, it should be to our advantage. Kind of like coming in with California and Oakland, they're coming here first before the end of the season when we go out there. We've got a chance to get pretty close before we go out there that last week of the season. I think that's to our advantage, too.
I guess everybody wants to know when Bo Jackson's going to be back. You're almost healthy except for Bo now.
Yeah, Willie's got some back spasms now. Willie Wilson, he couldn't play yesterday after the 4th inning. He had to come out of the ball game. So it's just our daily treatment program. It seems like there's somebody every day that goes down. It's unbelievable. Bo should be back Wednesday, hopefully. He's going to go through a workout program today and tomorrow. We should be able to make that decision later tomorrow.
Right, John, good luck. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lee.
Don, the Royals and Red Sox tonight at 7:30. We'll have the highlights tonight at 10.
All right, Leaf, one game of the majors this afternoon. The Blue Jays beat the Boston Red Sox. John Cerruti threw a 5-hitter in this one. The Blue Jays move into a second-place tie in the East now with Boston as a result of this victory. They had the Dome open in Toronto today. It was just a beautiful day. Defensive play of the game. Watch Lloyd Mosby here go to the wall and make a great catch. Oh, my gosh, he crashes into that garbage bag wall. Puts his hat back on, says he's okay. Nice catch out there by Lloyd Mosby. Lawyers for both sides in the Pete Rose case back in court today, summoned there by federal judge John Holshoe. No one commenting specifically after the meeting, but baseball attorneys were asked if the commissioner is seeking to get that ban lifted, prohibiting taking any disciplinary action against Rose, following Rose's admission of betting illegally on football games.
No, that's not discussed at all.
That was not discussed today?
No.
And again, what did you discuss?
It was a scheduling conference to discuss how we proceed with the things we all have to do. It's very, very dry, not an interesting conference at all.
What about...
You all could have been there and you wouldn't have enjoyed it.
Great answer. It was another Midsummer's Night dream for basketball fans in Los Angeles last night. The annual Magic Johnson Charity All-Star Game at the Forum. Some of Magic's friends, namely Spud Webb and Michael Jordan, put on a slam dunk show when it was over. That's Spud Webb. Holy cow, that guy's something else. One of the smallest guys in the NBA. And, of course, Michael Jordan, Air Jordan, flies through the air with the greatest of ease. Makes it look easy.
They almost look like the Globetrotters.
Yeah, here they are in the middle of summer, and they can still do that.
Next, why the men from the Show Me stage show the country how to lose weight.
A few years ago, Bill and Bob both had a big problem. So Bill picked up some paint. Bob picked up the phone and called Sears for siding. That's why last weekend when Bob took his family up to the lake, Bill spent his time up on a ladder. This weekend, when Bob is practicing his swing, Bill will be working on his strokes. With Sears authorized siding on your home, you can spend all your weekends the way you want. Call Sears for siding today and you'll never have to scrape or paint your home again. Whether you have a wood, stucco, or brick house, even if your home's a combination, Sears siding can give your home a great new look you can be proud of. Best of all, Sears siding is virtually maintenance-free. It looks great today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Sears siding will give you freedom and peace of mind. That's because Sears gives you high-quality workmanship and reliable professional installation. Good reasons why Sears is the nation's leader when it comes to home improvements. So if the paint on your home is starting to blister, crack, and peel, don't pick up a brush. Pick up the phone and call Sears for siding today. And when you do, you're in for great news. Because right now, siding from Sears can be yours with either low 9.5% financing or $500 off. A Sears authorized representative will come out and help you select siding to complement your home. He'll even help you with and low monthly payments that fit your budget. So call now for your free in-home estimate. Find out for yourself how Sears authorized siding can change your home's appearance and the way you spend your weekends.
Call 1-800-542-0700 now to arrange for your free in-home estimate. And remember, right now, siding from Sears can be yours with either low 9.5% financing or $500 off. So act now. Call Sears for siding at 1-800-542-0700 and take advantage of this special limited-time offer.
Here's the 5-day forecast from the TV5 Weather Center.
Tonight at 10, the City of Independence studies a plan to ban the use of styrofoam containers commonly used for takeout food. And in Tennessee, a trial will determine the custody of 7 frozen embryos. Those stories tonight on Kansas City's News 10. Finally, men in Missouri have something to crow about. A recent survey of 32 states by the Center for Disease Control found that Missouri tops the list when it comes to men who take the right approach to losing weight. TV5's Steve Dawson has the story.
Spend just a few minutes on any busy street corner people watching, and it doesn't take long to see that a lot of Americans are overweight. The Center for Disease Control estimates 34 million Americans are fatsos. 1 out of 4 adults are overweight by 20% or more.
Most people try to lose weight by dieting, you know, staying away from too much good stuff like this. But counting calories is only half of the equation.
Exercise, definitely the rest of the equation.
And as it turns out, more overweight men in Missouri combine exercise with fewer calories to lose weight than men in any other state in the survey. We don't know why that is. We also don't know why North Carolina is at the bottom of the list. But we do know that exercise is more important than diet in losing weight. For one thing, your heart, lungs, arteries, and muscles need the workout. But even better than that,
you can continue to burn calories after exercise. Some research studies show for up to 12 hours afterwards. That tends to be more with the high-level athletes, but even mere mortals such as us can continue to burn at a higher rate.
burning fat is more important than losing weight. Your waistline may look okay, but you can still be too fat. And you can be overweight, but still not be a fatso. A good example of that is
Bo Jackson, for example. Probably would flunk out of the Army because he's overweight, but he is by no means unhealthy.
Bo is probably about 50 pounds too heavy for his height, but his body fat is also probably around 6%. 12% is average for a healthy man, but no one ever called Bo Jackson average or fat. I'm Steve Dawson, KCTV5 News.
He certainly wouldn't to his face, I'll tell you that.
Right. That's our news for now. Join us again at 10 for Kansas City's news team. We'll see you then. Have a good evening.
You've been watching KCTV5, Kansas City's award-winning news team.
Hi, I'm Ernie Taminia with Summit Ford. I just saw the price increases for 1990 cars and trucks, so I ordered 100 more 89s. Ford has just announced their biggest rebates ever, up to $1,500 cash back or 2.9% interest. Try this, 25 1989 Tempos with automatic air, power steering, power brakes, power locks, loaded $87.95 delivered after rebate. All it takes is a handshake at Summit Ford. Thank you, and here's our address.
Fun is so contagious at Chi-Chi's, even we're getting carried away. Our new Ultimate Combo is perfect proof. 8 great Chi-Chi's favorites. Cheese nachos at burro, enchilada, chili con queso, taco.